Can you hear me? I can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself there. Don't forget to record. I won't, Shay. I'll just get it now. Because you can always edit this part out when it's not important. Hey, Jeff. Jeff, are you a football fan?
Big football fan, except when it comes to the Raiders.
Hey, so were you going for the Chargers in that game?
I was, but you know what, Marcus? That was such a game. That was unbelievable. So, but you wouldn't believe the flack that the Chargers coach is catching down here for calling those timeouts because everybody on the Raiders side says, hey, they were prepared to settle for the tie until the guy called the timeout.
Hey, you know what? It's like, as the way I like to say it, it's not just tie, baby. It's just win, baby.
I really think they were going for the tie, though.
Yeah, it's conspiracy, isn't it? Leon, you got to unmute yourself if you're trying to be in this conversation. Maybe he's just talking.
If that would have if that would have ended in a tie, that'd have been so much controversy. I'm a Chargers guy from Eric Coryell days and Bouts, and Dan Coryell actually done retired up here in Washington, and the Holy Roller. I watched that game, so you know the heartbreak for the Chargers is always real because when it comes to the Raiders and Chargers, there's always a crazy thing, and even though it wasn't officially the playoffs, that was a playoff game. So
Yep.
True Raider Charger fashion, it had the crazy finish.
I mean, like they were up by 16, and Justin Herbert that guy's going to be a force in the league for time to come, and he is awesome. So
Yeah, I mean, pulling every fourth down out of his ass was just amazing.
I mean, but the fact that coach went for it on their own 15, that was. I don't care who you are. You don't do that. I know all these people coming in. They're like, "Is this a football mastermind?" No, we just like to have fun in the first few minutes, everybody. Well, because it takes some time. It's only 9 o'clock, so everybody likes to come in on their own time. So in the first 5 minutes, we just hang.
I want to give the group. I want to give the group one. It's that time of year. There I was. That's how all good stories start. So yesterday I'm sitting there. Last night my phone beeps and I look and I get a text message saying I have a charge for $201 and something for some Pokemon cards. I'm like, Leon didn't order no Pokemon cards. So that makes me go check my bank accounts. I open my Bank of A, which used to just fraud alert on every stupid thing. And I'm looking for this $201 and whatever cent charge. I can't find it. But I looked and I have a charge for like $93.58 to some company out of Israel. I'm like, Leon ain't ordered nothing out of Israel. And so I wind up calling Bank of America, and it's frustrating going through their app because they want you to talk into it, and everything you say, it tries to throw you somewhere else. And I go, there's got to be a damn number somewhere to talk to a live body. And it's like 8 o'clock last night, 7:30 last night. Because I find this thing saying Bank of America talks to you till 11 East Coast time. I go, okay, I can do this. So long story short, I wind up canceling my Bank of America card, and I'm lucky last year it didn't, it fraud alert a couple times, but I didn't have to get new cards last year. So they're sending me a new card, and they go, oh yeah, you'll have it in the usual. I said, no, cut right there. I don't have 10 business days. You need to priority mail this because now I have to go back and change every damn thing that my Bank of America is tied to. So I'm sure I'll forget a couple and get notices or they're going to shut something off when I get it. But word to the wise, go in and check your bank accounts because one of the things that happens is you get these inconspicuous charges that, unlike a gas station where they might pre-authorize $1 at the pump before you get gas, these guys will go in and they'll have some lower figure that goes through, slips unnoticed, you don't notice, and then that's setting you up to hit you for something big. So I'm glad I caught it. And during the holidays, I had all my credit cards set to alert me, but for every purchase. But for some reason, yesterday I caught the Bank of America before that went through. So my words to the group is time for a financial health check to make sure your stuff isn't going to get pinged or robbed. Because I would just hate to hear someone in the group say they got hit for a couple grand because it happens. So don't let it happen to you. And that's my story for the morning.
Perfect. Can you guys hear me? Hey, Wendy, how's it going?
Good. Good, good, good.
How's the new year going? How's the start to your
Amazing.
already amazing career?
Yep, it's going good. My vision boards are already like changing. So we got 4 closings in so far this year.
We're closings already this year?
Yeah, one is an accident. It didn't close the end of the year like it was supposed to because I put it out there. I was like, this would be a good one to start next year with. And then it didn't close. So I screwed everybody up just by thinking it. So careful what you think.
How's everything going with Skin in the Game and the Krista May Shore?
It's going good. I'm like video, and more videos. So I started my small business Saturday. So I'll have my second video going out on that on Saturday. So that's kind of cool because, it's just been years. It's all about, me and what I do. And, and now it's all about them and what they do, which is really cool. It's a different feeling. So helping people get into their door. So hopefully they'll do good. Anyway, how are you?
Awesome. I'm riding my high from the Raiders game. We were just discussing
I know.
Go Raiders!
Exciting! So exciting! We are still in the game.
So this time of the Mastermind, everybody, is just for you guys to share wins. And in the win doesn't have to be necessarily a transaction close with StreetText. It could be any awesome win you want to share because even the small wins, throwing a video in your automation, changing the Julie text, you found an awesome ad that's working right now. Anything you want to share, go ahead and unmute yourself. This time's for you. Jeff, it looks like you had something to say. I will start calling on you guys individually. I can see you on camera, so don't make me do that.
I did start doing CMA drop-offs. So nothing has happened from it yet, but we have been sending them out, putting them on people's doors, and then I send a video text after they hit the door, to make sure that they, got it and see if they have any questions, see if they want to meet with me, stuff like that. So I've gotten a couple, I got it, and that's about it. But you never know. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Can you show us what one of those CMA drop-offs looks like, Wendy? Do you have anything?
I just actually sent them all out yesterday, so I don't have any prepared. But I will show you guys what I put in them. Like I could take, I can
some photos. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll take pictures of what I send out, and then I can post it up and
that'd be great. And I would say with that, throw in some Raider stuff. I'm just joking. But also, who would you send that to? Would it be all your leads, only full leads? How would you send that out?
Yeah, so we're just doing making sure that the lead is the owner, and and yeah, basically anybody that comes in with, their name that matches tax record with their address. So I don't really care if there's an email or a phone number. We do skip trace to try to find that information. Good. But, if someone's inquiring about it and they give their name and their address and it is the owner, then we're dropping. So hopefully they're reaching out to us, and obviously I can't send a text or an email out to make sure they got it if I don't have it, but we do try to get it. But hopefully, and then I got my new QR code, so hopefully they'll just scan it and contact me. So
perfect. Let us know how that goes for you.
What is the new QR code that you went to, Wendy?
Well, eventually I'm going to have going to my seller seminar, which will be all my videos about how to sell your house, but right now I have it going to my virtual business card, which has all my social media buttons on it, plus the contact me. So that way they could just scan it instead of typing in my phone number. That's just so much work these days. So, and now that more people are using it, like restaurants and stuff, because I remember QR codes were huge and then they just kind of went away. And now they're huge again. And even like my dad, he's like, "Oh, I know how to do that." And I'm like, wow, okay. So even, older generation is knowing how to work that because restaurants are making you like, we're not giving you a menu. You have to do this.
Here's a thought
Are
on
you
that
still
one. Sorry.
still running GetCard? Still running GetCard.com or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I got that too. So yeah. Thank Walmart for the QR code.
Yeah. Is that who did it?
I was gonna say a tutorial video, even simply on how to use the QR code, because a lot of your leads obviously are gonna throw in their email. Maybe even a tutorial video on how to use it would be a great automation sequence going out there.
Right. I did do something in Canva that had, because I got like a little out of control, because I'm using this QR flow or something like that, but it has my logo in the middle of it, the heart home.
Yep.
So I did one for Facebook, I did one for Instagram, I did one for, my virtual business card, my Zillow, and then it like goes wavy like this. I'll try to post up a picture or a file. But I haven't given it to anybody yet, but I was like, that might be cool to put in there, but that might be a little overkill as far as, I was going to say, to stalk me, scan the QR code below. So
I don't think so. The more touches, the better. And for anybody that doesn't know, maybe Wendy, you can help tell people about your own workflow, because you also got Follow Up Boss as a part of that. You have HomeBot as part of that process, right? You probably got, I know you've got several videos in your automation sequences, and then you've got a CMA Helper. I know because you posted your ROI, which was pretty cool, and your expenses over this past year.
Yeah. So my CMA Helper, she just basically does the CMAs. And well, it's not basically, because nothing's basic when it comes to working with me. So like I trained her exactly how I want them done, and she does them that way. And then she sends me a copy, and then she gives me a whole breakdown, about that property, and then how many bedrooms, baths, whatever, so I have all the information right there in Follow Up Boss. She posted in there, and then she sends out my email. Well, first she sets them up on HomeBot and matches the value with what we pulled up in the CMA so that everything kind of syncs. And then the next day she has a task to send them out an email. So basically the email is stating, that, your home is worth this on Zillow, this on Realtor.com, this on Redfin. And we actually pulled, comps in your neighborhood, see attached, and they're ranging from this to this. But in order to find a true value of your home, we would actually need to see your home, see what kind of updates you did. And then there's a video in it that's saying the same thing, but it's me. So they can either watch the video or they can read. I hate reading, but people like to read. So we put the numbers in it. We never used to, but we're doing that now just so people can kind of really see, because maybe they're watching my video and I annoy them. I don't know, but at least they'll have the numbers if they turn me off. So anyway, and then I have the calendar link in there for them to book. So yeah, I use them, and then we also use HomeBot, but we use the StreetText funnel for all of our home value stuff. The only time they start getting stuff outside of that funnel is after 9 months. Then we have them, still getting the HomeBot, and then they go into a list to where I reach out to them, every once in a while, asking them if they want an update on their value.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Wendy. Does anyone have any questions for Wendy? I don't know. Don't worry about raising your hand, Kimberly. Just unmute yourself.
Hey, so I wanted to share sort of my thought process at the end of last year. And that was that I feel like I'm constantly spending money, always trying to get the new lead and not doing my best to nurture past clients and my general sphere. So I made it a point that I was going to start to pay more attention to them. And so I did something interesting. It was a combination of things. I took the opportunity to send out Christmas cards to every single one of my past clients, telling them that, they'd been on my mind. I was wondering how things were going in their new home. And basically I wanted to wish them a Merry Christmas and a prosperous new year. I included a scratch off in all of the cards. And what was so neat was how many texts and messages and calls and stuff I had received from those clients, just simply thanking me for sending them a card and the scratch off. And it was so much fun. They were posting pictures of their winning scratch cards on them. So it was a great way to kind of get their attention, get me back in front of them. And at the same time, I told them all I had come upon this awesome new program called HomeBot that I was signing them up for, and that they should get a login soon if they hadn't got it, to reach out to me, because it was a great way to help them track the equity that they have in the home that I helped them purchase. And so many of them sent me emails. I got a couple leads for lenders that they were ready to refi, some that had no idea what the current cost of their home was. And it was just a great way and perfect time of year to reach back out to those people and reconnect with them. So it was just kind of a fun thing. And I think you could still do it right now if you wanted to send everybody a Happy New Year card, wishing them a prosperous new year, and throw in a scratch off in there too. So that was just a fun idea. And I have a couple other things I'm thinking about doing that's going to keep in touch with them. I found a print newsletter that talks about the real estate market that I can customize with my information on it. And I took advantage of some of the little, I'll have to post a picture of this, Marcus, but it's there's only so much you can customize with these newsletters that will print and mail them out to your list. So you can put your name and your contact information, but some of them will give you a place for little extra prints or photos of things. And so I created QR codes to put in those photo placeholders and wrote underneath them using Canva to, visit this link or scan this code to get an instant home valuation, because I have instant home valuation. So just several opportunities to kind of keep the conversation going, staying in front of them. And they're only like 83 cents a piece for an 11 by 17 newsletter that's printed for you and mailed first class. So just a couple of tips I wanted to share.
I think the one funny bonus there is if somebody won $1 million on one of those scratch cards, guess what they'd be doing? Buying a new house. And guess who would be helping them buy that new house and sell their current house? Kimberly would.
Exactly,
so,
exactly.
If someone wins, you're going to also win, because they're going to probably want to upgrade or move around or do something.
Exactly. So yeah, that was a fun one. So I'll do that every year, but it was neat to get
I love that. I love that idea. Or like a quick pick, because we don't have scratch offs here in Nevada.
Yeah.
So we could do like we don't even have quick picks. Gosh, I'll have to go to Arizona. I love it though. That's awesome.
Great ideas.
Hey everybody, I'm Amy. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm new to StreetText as of yesterday, and honestly, I've been in the business 5 years, but this is the very first time I'm venturing out into gathering online leads and using the funnels here. So I would love any just kind of starter, first timer, just input or guidance. Like already, I sent out the the seller lead ad, 12 tips for getting your house ready to sell. And I'm having leads coming in. And even as far as like, should I call them first? Should I do this? Should I do that? I'm in the dark about that. So any guidance for a total newbie to StreetText would be much appreciated.
So Amy,
did you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, and also I did want to mention I jumped into the role play session with Gabriel, and Jim Hayden was on there as well this morning, which was really incredibly helpful too.
Yeah, Amy, have you branded the 12 tips you're sending out?
No, I need to do that.
Yeah, so I was gonna say right off the bat, take and brand that, free 99 with Canva, and then take that, send it to all your clients, not even just the ones in there. Generating business to you. And what you'll find in the StreetText group, take what you learn in here and apply it to leads that you already have, so that you're nurturing those as well. Because like I said, the best gold to mine is what you already have.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Amy, what systems do you have in place right now?
Not very much. I'm serious. It's my database is, relatively modest in size, and I just keep in touch with about 4 touches a year and mark that down in my CRM. So I'm looking to automate and just make it way more robust.
Okay, are your leads being imported into your CRM?
Yes.
Okay, and then you've got an action plan for those leads?
No, and that's what I'm looking to formulate too.
Big move, especially before the leads start compiling, is
Okay.
get that action plan set up and in place. So as soon as your leads parse into your CRM, they automatically go into an action plan that starts right off with them.
Okay. Does anyone have a just action plan to share that they wouldn't mind?
Well, Marcus can address this more. I don't use it because I use the action plan that I've created in my CRM, but StreetText has automations in place. Marcus, do you want to touch on that?
Yeah. So Amy, are you using the 12 tips ad?
Yes.
or the home value ad? Which one are you running?
The 12 tips.
Okay. Yeah. So that one has a built-in automation sequence. I would recommend that you join the automations workshop with Ira. So number one, if you go to book a class in your dashboard, just like you got here, you're going to see there's a bunch of classes that we have as offerings. Automation is going to be an awesome one for you because you're going to see every single funnel that you run, whether it be a buyer funnel, seller funnel, 12 tips funnel, they have different automations attached to them. Are you in trial or full account right now?
Full account.
Okay, cool. So I would also be testing the home value ad at this moment. The
Okay.
ad is great, right? Because you get the name, phone number, and email, but the seller ad, specifically the home value ads, where you go and register your domain, that's going to dynamically capture the information, starting with the address, followed by the email, information about their home, time frame for selling, name, phone number, in that order. And that one will be, I think, your go-to for the future, especially when you're running the typical, for your future seller database. Because it'll give you the address is the most important thing in that place, and then it'll allow you to integrate with something like HomeBot quite easily. And HomeBot's going to be your least expensive integration, as well as you hear a lot of people talk about BombBomb being an important piece of that too. So I would say if you're in the United States, HomeBot and BombBomb are two must-have integrations with what you're doing on the home value side, and then get into some of those workshops. In the insider group too, if you look at the hashtag video examples, you'll see a lot of people's different video variations of how they present the home value with BombBomb, even how they present HomeBot itself, because HomeBot integrates with BombBomb.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, in the beginning, we always like to talk it feels like a fire hose coming at you, right? There's so many.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
So think of it as an onion, and there's multiple layers, and it's a solution, and you have you're going to go learn about A/B testing and split testing these funnels to get, good lead flow, and then you're going to learn about the automation sequencing and how you can customize that and make sure you put your email signature with everything, because it needs to be humanized everything that sends out, they need to feel your brand, your personality there. Think about the conversion strategies and techniques. You worked with Gabrielle today on that, right? A lot of that is a mindset and nurturing and understanding that most of these people are out in the future. So you're just providing a lot of value in the beginning and asking the right questions. And it's not always the typical, have you done any updates or renovations either? We like to talk about, like, how do you emotionally provoke somebody, talk about what they love about their home. What would they do if they were to, if there was one thing they would change, what would it be? What's their favorite features? If they were to position their home in the market, where would they go? Those type of questions.
Also though, start at the beginning, Amy. You need what a lot of people sit there and you can't start at point 1 and jump to point 10. Whoever your coach is or whatever, I'd get into the StreetText platform, go look at what's in there as far as your setups and stuff like that to make sure you have things going out that says it's Amy, not someone else, so to speak. So all your automations, all your integrations, all that are all in the StreetText panel. I would block out probably 30 to 45 minutes a day for the next week. Just go in, flip this, questions after that. And then I was talking with Marcus yesterday. It's kind of funny. There's a YouTube channel that has all the old StreetText masterminds. When you're driving around the car or whatever, just play them and listen to them. And what you'll find, that'll bring you up on speed and get you going by leaps and bounds.
Smart. Well said. So start with the StreetText Academy, because that small module course is for the beginners, and it'll kind of direct you to all the resources. And then I would say the Insider Group is going to be a fantastic resource for you as you're searching for things. Look at the featured tab, because that's the announcement section, but also feel free to search for almost any topic, and you'll find, that's 6-7 years of people's posts there, and the gold's in the comments. And a lot of the most popular posts rise to the top when you search for that topic. Cool. Good question. Anybody have some shares that like to, or just questions? Go ahead and unmute yourself, and we could switch and talk to about almost anything, because we're not just seller leads, remember, and there's a lot of buyer opportunities right now as the market is shifting and changing. So looking at those buyer lead ads is a really good thing, especially when you look to people who are leveraging and ISAs and VAs and so forth. You're seeing a lot of success there. Speed to lead.
Yeah, I'm running, I think I'm running 2 or 3 buyer ads right now. I actually was running the home valuation ad for a while and it just died for me. So I was like, all right, I got to try something new. So I'm running the, like 3 buyer ads right now. And those are producing just leads left and right. And of those leads, I will tell you, I have an ISA service calling them. They have about a 90% contact rate. So 90% of the numbers are actually the right phone numbers, which are pretty good. And I've gotten 3 appointments from them.
Can I share your ad? Because I looked at it yesterday, Linnea, and I thought it was really clever. How did you come up with this idea? Talk to me about this one right here. This is one of the cool ones I was looking at. Take advantage of the housing market changes this January.
Oh, this is one that you guys were running. This is like, that was working for me. Like it was one of those like promotional ones that you guys were like, hey, do you want to try this? And I did. And it actually like produced leads for me. So I kept it running.
Cool.
So that's how I came up with it. You guys are the geniuses. I just said yes.
Well, there you go. See, it shows you where I've been. So if anybody wants something like this, make mention in the comments of this Zoom meeting, and we'll get you, put you on the list. I will say, I don't know if this is going to be a Troy. Maybe you might know a little bit more on this. I don't see Logan here. Is Logan on this mastermind?
Yeah. So Maddie's running this one, and she just did a post in the Insider group for anybody who wants to run this. So she has a form you can fill out, and then she will create that in your account for you.
You know, the other thing is I do a lot of mail marketing as well. And I had a postcard go out that was very similar to this. It just had a clock on it and said, is now the time. And I had them linking with the QR code directly to a landing page requesting a home valuation. And I got like 10 leads from that. So that was the reason I thought that I would like try it, because it's just very simple. It's like, it stops people. It's just a calendar. Like, what is this all about? And it's super simple. So I
want to highlight one other one that you have going too right now. talk me through this one. See all available luxury homes in Bonnie Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool because you're using the map that we usually would use for the seller side, but you're putting this on the buyer end with some really cool, like, how did you get those little price points there?
That actually came directly, it's a screenshot from KV Core. I just pulled up my neighborhood in KV Core and just took the screenshot from there. So it was nice and easy to do, super easy. I didn't have to do much work at all. It took me 30 seconds. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's produced quite a few leads, and this is the one that's actually getting me the most appointments and most phone numbers right now too. And then I think I had this running on a split test, and you can see I actually have comments on this one. But I had on the split test ones that I had like between the three of them, I think I probably had like 9 or 10 comments on all the different ads. So it was actually like producing a lot of engagement too. So
and that's huge. A lot of people forget, always make sure you're tracking, because when you go to view your ad, as you can see here, and I'm viewing, track the social engagement that produces relevancy, and that will continue to run the ad indefinitely when there's comments, and make sure to reply to your comments too. And then just don't forget, when people like your ad, that's the full name there. So you should be reaching out to those people too. Yep. And I would say maybe screenshot that particular ad, send them a personal message, and offer them that service.
Yeah, both those people, I did invite them to like my page, and now they're on my email list. So
cool. And here's the thing, guys, these are lead ads. They're different than the home value ad. So when someone clicks on this particular one, automatically their name, their email, their phone number is inputted from Facebook. All they got to do is click next to get to that list. That's the advantage of running lead ads. So just remember that. That's why you want to definitely run lead ads, and that's why they're so attractive, because they pull all that information up front. But unlike the home value ads, right, which are dynamic, starting with the address followed by the email, and there's a certain mechanism there that's unique to that particular funnel.
So Lene, are you sending those leads to a splash page?
Yeah, they're going to my KV Core squeeze page. So they're going into KV Core, and I have triggers set up through there if they're going into KV Core for sure. So, but I mean, those are like, I think that the key that I'm finding on these ones is it's the calling. So I have someone calling them, and they're calling them within 5 minutes of the lead coming. And then they call within the first 2 days, they make 6 attempts to contact them. And I think that's really what gets them, because I actually go back and listen to the calls, and I can hear them. I can hear the calls and actually hear them connecting with, like I said, 90% of them. I think there's probably only been like 1 or 2 where the number was wrong. And I mean, quite frankly, some people are like, take me off your list. I was just browsing, whatever, but great. I don't want to waste my time anyway. Right. So, but I think the calling them within that first 5 minutes is really where I've gotten success. And then having the live transfer directly over makes another big difference on these ones.
So who's calling them? Yourself? Someone else?
No, it's someone else. I don't want to spend time unless it's actually worth my time.
Yeah, awesome. And so who did you train for that?
I just hired a company for it.
Oh yeah, what company was it?
I hired Conversion Monster.
I'm just gonna keep on asking questions. Conversion Monster.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They have a pretty good ISA service. They call within the first 10 days. They connect with them 17 times, or attempt to connect with them 17 times. And then if after the first 10 days, if they don't connect with them, they follow up for a year, every 30 days. So I continue them. So basically my follow-ups start with them after the first 10 days, because I don't want to bombard them, right? So after the first 10 days, then they go on my automated campaign. So I have my series of videos and whatnot. And then they're still getting that once a month call from the ISA until we connect with them, or until we either connect with them and hear no, or we just don't connect them and they go completely cold.
Love it.
Lene, how'd your ad do with just the picture of you? Because remember how I split tested it? I did the Las Vegas sign, and then I did one with the Las Vegas sign with me under it.
Yeah.
The other one without my face is doing so much better. Like,
I get on the picture that I have of just me on the phone, I get engagement on it. I've actually gotten a few messages from it. I've gotten a couple of, I think I've maybe gotten like 1 or 2 leads from it. So I don't know yet. I still haven't decided. I think I was going to try something a little bit more with like, maybe like the Bonnie Lakes or welcome to Bonnie Lake or welcome to Lake Tap sign in the back, just to see like how that does. But yeah, so far it's okay. It's running right now because I'm like, I don't want to turn it off quite yet.
I know, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, I did take the split off, I saw the 3 from just the Las Vegas sign. So I picked the best one out of that. And then the 3 with me and the Las Vegas sign. And so we'll see. It may pick up pace.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I was hoping it would work a little bit better, but more or less I get like, I actually had a few comments on it where it's like, people I already know, like, cute picture. I'm like, okay, well, that's not really what I wanted, but thanks for engaging.
Hey, I got a question privately from somebody that asked, what's the cost per lead for that service, the Conversion Monster?
Oh gosh. I don't know. My lender split half of it with me. So she's that saved my cost per lead. I think my cost, I think it's total of like, oh God, I don't even know. Cause it depends on how many, like you can buy a certain amount of leads that they'll follow up with per month. So I think it depends on how many you do. And I think it's something like $3.99 a lead or something like that. I have a link if you guys want it. I'll put a link in the group and you can look into it.
Perfect. I know ISAs and VAs are very popular talk these days. I think the important part on these ones is hiring the right one and training them properly. As Jeff would know, Jeff has gone through many.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff has gone through many, and after banging my head against the wall with these corporate ISA companies, I found a realtor that was phasing out of the business. So obviously who's familiar with dialogue, and hired her to make the calls, and it's worked wonderfully. So not sure that the corporate way is necessarily the only way. If you can find the right personality and the right person and train them up, and obviously having a real estate background means that much less training is necessary. That was gold for us. So yeah, I went through 3 of the different corporate ISA companies. It was just not a great fit. So there's more than one way to skin that cat.
Mm-hmm. I think you just have to kind of shop and see who. I mean, I really vetted this company just because I wanted to make sure they can actually speak in my voice and that they really represented me, and also that they can say my name correctly, because people say my name wrong all the time. And it bothers me when they're calling leads and they say Linnea or anything but Linnea. So I had to like actually ask them to say my name a few times, which is quite a big interview question for me. So I think you just have to vet the right company and find out what works for you.
Good stuff.
Hey, Jeff.
Questions? Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, Jeff, I'd love to get you on a call and pick your brain about that. I've used a couple of different ISA companies. I'm using one now, and that thought has always been in the back of my head, to use a semi-retired agent. But what to pay them? Are you paying them bonus, paying them by the hour, et cetera? I'd love to hop on a separate call.
Feel free to reach out to me, Jim. Happy to chat.
Okay, cool. And I was noticing with Windy, do you use with the flow code, do you use the flow pages also?
Oh, I guess I'm already unmuted. I do not. I didn't know there were pages.
Yeah, so here I'll share in my Google Drive. You should be able to open that link up. I make it it's the screensaver on my phone.
Uh-huh.
And it literally goes to a landing page that has a video testimonial, my contact information, my Instagram page, my Facebook page. So you don't need a whole ribbon of separate codes. You just need that one.
Well, yeah, I do have that as well.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I said. I made a custom QR code to go to my virtual business card, which I'll post in here so that you can see it. But it's same thing. It has me, it has my website, it has Facebook, Instagram, everything right there. So that's the one I'm putting on there right now until I get my seller page set up. That Linnae's going to meet with.
I use it for everything. I use it so people can scan, they scan it at the open house, go right to a landing page to log in for the open house, go right to the property, everything.
Oh, very
Really
cool.
cool. Yeah, all completely hands off at the open house. You know, they need to scan the code at the front door and log in. If I don't get the notification to my phone, then I know they didn't log in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you get all their information as soon as they scan it?
Well, no, they go to a landing page. They need to fill out the landing page. Then that landing page goes directly to the property website.
Oh, okay.
Once they submit, goes to the property website, so they have all their photos and everything, the virtual tour.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we have those, but not
And then-
that.
Then I have it go, they get sent into Follow-Up Boss where they get set on an open house drip. So it'll send them copies of all the disclosures. It'll send an intro video, you know, just everything there. They usually hand them at an open house. I do hand them an open house sheet just so they have a tangible thing to walk away with. But other than that, I've tried to cut down on all my paper.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. We had a sign in kind of like that. I was like, hey, can I send you the link to sign in? That way I would have their phone number and then I could follow up with them.
Yeah.
We're just super stalkers.
I think the QR code is genius, guys. I think it's just important to make sure that people know how to use it.
Yeah.
You know, and so however you can create a tutorial with your automations, I think that'd be a smart thing to consider. Because I get it, you just scan your phone, but you know, first you need to tell them, okay, here's how you get the app to scan or whatever they need to do to make sure they can to leverage that.
And you have to make
You
sure
don't need an app anymore. Sorry, yeah, QR codes work really well now. I know in the past I got frustrated and never used them, but because of COVID and stuff, when you go to restaurants and things like that, they put all their menus digitally. So they just have to use their camera on it. So I think a lot of people are starting to learn that. Who on here knows how QR codes work? Have you used them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more common. Marcus, you just don't get out much. You got 4 kids.
True.
Yeah.
I'll just send you a video.
Goats and chickens and
You definitely want to make sure you give it to them in a way they can open it, though. If you text it to them on their phone, you can't expect them to be able to open it. So that's where a link with it comes in handy. But if you're doing door hangers and all these other things, that's a good thing to use as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I put mine in, I put it on a 8 by 11 sheet of paper, put it inside a cheap picture frame, and I hang it on the outside of the house, the door or the mailbox or wherever. And I literally have, open your camera app, point your camera at this QR code, fill out the form, and then we'll, I have a step-by-step written out with the QR code at the bottom of the picture.
I currently have 2 QR codes. One goes to my what's your house worth, and then the other goes to my Facebook profile. And I just created new business cards the other day, and a good friend of mine said, I showed her the QR codes, and she's like, wow, that's really cool. Why don't you have that on your business card? I'm like, son of a, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Just don't, I made the mistake of ordering business cards. And if you put it on, if you have a picture of yourself on the business card with the QR code, the phone is going to pick up the facial recognition before it will pick up the QR code.
Yeah, I was going to put it on the back side of it.
Yeah, you have to put it on the back so it won't pick up your face.
Before I forget, one of the things for what was said earlier. So for what Linnea has done for the prices, I seen someone did a quick hack the other day. You can go into our friendly Zillow and go in there and pull up your house prices in there. When you pull a search, it'll actually pull up a screen. You can zoom it up for the area you want. It'll show pricing for that area. Snapshot that.
And then if you want, use that to upload into StreetText for if you want to say some kind of ad, whether it's a buyer or seller ad, to say, hey, curious what home prices are doing in the area, or curious what home prices are doing in the area you're looking. But it's just a quick snapshot. You ain't got to edit nothing. And it shows the actual prices of the homes in the area. So people seeing that, it gets them going. I don't like doing that for a long-term ad, because if it's a year from now they go see it, you're outdated on prices, especially in an area where prices are jumping up. But for a short-term ad, that would be something really cool to do. And it's free 99.
Yeah, the Remind map looks like Linnaeus. So it's got the big circles and stuff if you're
Linnea.
has room. Sorry, Linnea. Oh, come on. Linnea.
Linnea.
He just got done saying how annoying that is, sir.
Let me be clear. It doesn't annoy me when it's not someone who doesn't work for me, but if you're working on my team, that annoys me. But it doesn't annoy me anytime else because I've dealt with it my whole life. So
I was gonna say you're never working for her now, Wendy. You lost your chance.
You can't work for me now, Wendy.
And I needed help with my seller series.
Way to go, Wendy. Way to go.
That's funny. I know. I have the same problem like all the time. And my girl that's called making my calls. Las Vegas Sweet Homes is not Las Vegas Sweet Homes. It's always Sweet Homes. It's just like, and I mean, it's not a big deal, but if someone went to Google Las Vegas Sweet Homes, they're not going to find me. So, that's kind of important to know the name of the company you're calling from.
You just need to add Home of the Raiders.
Right. That'll be Sweet Raiders.
Hey, can I add something real quick? I thought of it as you guys are talking. This morning's role play, we went over letting people know up front right away why you're calling, that you are responding to their request for information or their inquiry. Just because when you don't do it right up front, they immediately go into that automatic, like, oh no, thank you, bye. So like that should be get it out there as soon as you can. We role played it this morning. It was really good. It's like, hey, my name is Gabriel with XYZ. I'm calling because you requested information and I've sent it over to you. Is that okay? Whatever the case may be, but just a quick tip I wanted to throw out there.
Excellent. That's awesome. For everybody calling, hopefully you're all calling.
Actually, I have a quick question for everyone, just to see. I have a buyer ad that's actually really hit stride and getting a lot of leads off of it. But I've got a lot of pie in the sky kind of buyers that are just, they're just not grounded in reality. And I'm just like, wanting to kind of bring them in a little bit without chasing them off and without like aggravating them. Cause it's like, people are asking for, in my area, they're asking for 300,000 square feet for under $1 million. And it's just like, dude, that's not going to happen. So I was just wondering if anybody has any kind of, experience with that or tips or anything like that they'd like to share.
Where are you located?
In Seattle.
Yeah, I get them too. So the big thing with that, like I said, I don't send automatic drips out to those folks because once you unsubscribe, you don't get them back. But I just have a thing where I set up a search and I'll pop it out to them just to say, hey, just wanted to see what activity is doing this week, because hopefully you're going to just slowly sink into their brain that $1 million deal for $1 just don't exist.
I would suggest doing I'm sure most of you are already doing this, but many people are not. That's why I bring it up. Doing an actual buyer consultation right up front and going through everything, the process, prices, making offers, escrow, like really getting down into the details of just everything involved, right? And I think in that consultation, you can really educate them on what is happening in the market. And they're either going to say, oh, well, I guess it's not time for me yet, or they're going to do whatever it takes to move themselves up to the price where they need to be.
That's a great idea. And you can show them, like what I usually do in that situation is I show them recent sold and what they were listed at. Like it was listed at 300K, but it sold for 375. And I just kind of show repeatedly over and over how that's what's happening right now. And based on what their financial situation and their qualifications are, your best bet is to, like Gabriel said, be of service and inform them, educate them, and hopefully connect somehow with them so that when they do come to their senses and reality, they use you as their agent. You know, nobody wants to piss anybody off by telling them, you're crazy. That's way out of hand. That's never going to happen. That just never helps anybody. So serving and helping and educating, that's your key right there, bud.
Yeah, I
Also,
second that. And tell it, like, the other thing is, you know, clarity is kindness. And when you communicate to somebody about the expectation around what the price point is going to be in their market, the more you can use evidence to explain what's going on. I love both these approaches because one is you're using a property drip that's going out there consistently. People can start to say, oh, well, this is just like, you can set a price point range in your market for a certain area, but if there's no listings showing up in that price point, it immediately rules it out. I'm looking for 3 beds under a certain price point. There's no listings. You're just not going to find something. And then doing the simple explanation, which is, I love what Richard just shared, which is show what the sold is, show what it was listed at, and then show the difference between the price points. People may be disappointed because they feel like their dream is further away. But that's where you start to have a different conversation, which is, okay, well, now let's talk about interest rates and let's talk about what the minimum deposit is going to need to be in this marketplace. Maybe you're closer to your dream than you think. And so that way, because it's the disappointment that I think people are going to react to or react with, and they're playing a little bit of denial if they haven't yet accepted what the market's doing. And so that's probably the next conversation there.
You guys should also find out why they're stuck on that price. I find that oftentimes they know nothing about the real estate and the current trends. And they spoke to Uncle Larry, who bought a property for $350, and he should be able to also get one for $350, right? Or they stayed up too late watching infomercials, how this guy with no credit and everybody else's money bought a property for this much. So just find out why, like, oh, great. How did you come up with that price? Like, what is it about that price? Find out why.
Great stuff. Awesome, guys. Any other questions on this topic? Or any other topic for that matter? This is for you. So ask the questions because this is what we're all here for, to help you get a solution.
Marcus, I just want to throw something out. Actually, I was just with Stephen before I jumped on this meeting, and we were talking about action plans. But in doing that, I had an opportunity to go back through my action plan that I pretty much have used all of last year with my StreetText leads. And in probably 25% of those touches, those email touches, we've embedded a video. Looking at those videos a year later, I realize now they need to be refreshed. So for all of you guys that are embedding videos in your action plans, might be a good opportunity to go back, take a look at them, and just refresh them. You know, tweak them a little bit, change them, change your outfit. Just change it up a little bit, because what I looked at just to me was dated. And I know that I've come a long way in the last year in terms of my way to relate with these StreetText leads. So going back in there and switching up the videos that I've embedded, I think is going to make a big difference going forward.
And it's very easy because you already have something to work off of. You're just looking at what you did and tweaking it for what you want. So you don't have to worry about coming up with an idea. You just piggybacking off what you already built.
Did you think they were really outdated or something there, Jeff?
Yeah, they just didn't feel, Eric, they didn't feel right in looking at them a year later. I just think that I probably could have been a little more upbeat, a little more positive, a little more open. Just the personality that I wanted to convey was spot on a year ago. but it's not spot on right now. So just kind of a different feel. And Leon's right. The content's not going to change drastically. The outfit will change, and the personality will change a little bit, but that's about it. But I think minor tweaks will make a big difference.
I love it. And what about even the idea on that intro on the home value side to a quick reflection on 2021 and the increase of home values? So people, because you're coming to 2022, so maybe just to say, hey, 2021 was crazy, right? And here's how the price changed from the beginning of the year to now. You're going to want to know what your current market value is. That type of message. That might be a great intro. So many, I mean, I'm thinking some people know, but not everybody knows that. You know?
And I've got a question, Marcus, for the group. Has anybody used an app called Reach, which is a texting app? Talk to me, Wendy. Pros and cons.
I love it. I love it because I have all my past clients in there. So every time we close, I put them in there. And then when I do my texting, and you can do a video, you can send it to everybody at the same time. But I mean, it's not really at the same time. It's individual. You're pressing 300 times if you have 300 people in that list, but you don't have to keep redoing it, you know? And so I have it to where, because I don't want people to be in a group text, you know, so it's individual. And yeah.
So you can't put all 300 in a group and mass text to them at the same time with the same text?
You can,
okay.
But it's hard to explain. So if you, so all 300 are in there and they have to be in your phone. So they have to already be a saved contact. So you go in there and you want to do past clients, you're going to go through your list and add them. And it takes a long time, but it's worth it, because then when I did my Happy New Year text to everybody and the video, all I had to do was create one and then press it that many times. It just kept going and going and going until it got through the whole list. So, I mean, but still took like 10 minutes to do after, you know, it was all in there.
Okay, and you can do a video text, right?
Mm-hmm. And you can do video. So, and I got a lot of responses. I'm like, I was passed out by 9 at New Year's. So the fact that it was going out at 8:30 was kind of funny, but I had to like make sure my phone was on vibrate because it was.
Is it showing your text, your phone number as the text that it's sent from?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wendy, do you have to add their first name, or is their first name populated with each individual text?
Yeah,
coming out of your context.
Yeah, it's not, because you're doing a group, and yeah, I don't believe it says hi, John. I was sending my video out. So
I do what Leon suggested with the notes on my phone, and I have several saved templates, you know, for depending on where the lead comes in from or how it came in or what I want to say. And my thumb is just worn out from copying from notes, putting it into.
Yeah, no, you just have to do one and just be like, you know, I always do like a little text with it, you know, just so they know they can click on my video, you know, even though it's my face, I just do that, you know, Happy New Year, just want to say Happy New Year. And then Wendy at the bottom of it. And then, yeah, just send it out. That's all you have to do. It's pretty cool.
So that leads me to my next question, Marcus or Troy or Brandon. Is there a way to export my StreetText leads into my contacts to be able to do this?
It would really depend on what program, Jeff, because if the program isn't something that enables you to export your data into it, you can't.
So if I wanted to create a group called StreetText and import that group from my StreetText contacts into my phone, is that possible?
I'm not going to be able to answer that question. John?
I don't think your phone can accept, like, you can export all your leads as a CSV file from out of StreetText, but unless there's a way or a program out there that can import contacts to your phone, yeah, I'm not personally aware of anything like that.
So part of how I do it is like when I'm putting something from StreetText or any other lead source that I have into HomeBot and I'm sitting in front of my computer and I'm doing it, I put it in my phone at the same time. And they get a text, they get the email, they get whatever, and I get a personal text from me. So that's kind of,
that would have been good about 500 leads ago for me, Richard.
Yeah, and now I have my daughter doing it. So she'll go on and she'll, like, say I get 10 or 20 emails in a row from ZBuyer. She'll go in and enter each one into HomeBot and onto my phone. And I go back and we kind of star the email, the last one I left off on or she leaves off on, and it kind of, I'm trying to prevent anything slipping through the cracks, but it is what it is. We're doing the best we can.
You don't have to do that for HomeBot anymore, right?
Yeah, I do know that, but we have with ZBuyer, it's a totally different thing. So I'm paying for those leads also. And that's how we get those from ZBuyer from my email into HomeBot. And HomeBot's been great. So I really like that.
Maybe, I don't know if this will help, but if you guys sync your phone with Google, then you go to your email or the contacts, then you can export all of them. And it's pretty easy. I'm not saying for sure where it'll work for everybody, but that's basically what I would do. Google Sync on your phone, go to the Contacts app, export.
It's a gold nugget right there. Thanks, Gabriel.
My pleasure.
One of the problems when it comes to texting, and we know that 90% of your texts will get opened quicker than emails, was you're not going to find a do-it-all program. I mean, I've got Follow Up Boss on there, and I've got a couple other ones where the problem I had, even like in StreetText, when people respond, it stops the texts. So I had to go outside that to find another program that was going to work well for me. So far, I run Lion Desk on mine because it's unlimited. You can set it to where it'll stop texts or not. I leave it running. And I like the fact that my number one role last year was in automation. Even though I was cutting back on my automation, I wanted something that was going to at least do more what I wanted. So my mass emails, mass texts, I wanted something off the shelf. If there's a problem, I want someone else to fix it. I got friends at Microsoft to go, what builds your program? What good's that do me when you're in India and it's a Friday of a 3-day weekend and it breaks? So I wanted something that mobile app compatibility as well. So with my Lion Desk, it's got the mobile app. I mass text and blast out of that. I'll send a couple thousand at a time. It delivers individually, so the texts are getting delivered. And then I can go back through and I can look and actually see who opened what on that. And because I have my whole database loaded into the Lion Desk, what's good is I can respond right out of that. And the funny thing is always when people say, what number is this? Because they don't recognize maybe your number, I always preach a team concept. And I'll say, well, myself or one of the team will reach out to you. But the bottom line at the end of the day is as long as you're responding, and I've got the signature. So in your phones, if you don't have a email signature, text signature set up, that might be something else you want to consider so that you get more opens, because they need to know who it is. But that has solved my text problem, because I can't individually send 3,000 texts to people any given time. I just don't have the time.
See you guys. Have a good week. Sorry, I gotta go rock crawling. My husband's texting me. I'm late.
Have fun.
Bye.
That sounds amazing. All right. Well, thanks everybody for attending the mastermind. If there's anything else that you'd like to add, go ahead and post it to the insider group, and we'll follow up with that for the next Wednesday mastermind. Have an awesome rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, brother. See you.
See y'all. Thanks. Appreciate you.
See everyone.